Hi, Chris Conroy here. The 1980s was a period of vigorous development in Australia, and as we approached the middle of the 90s we realised that that was not without its problems. But it has left Australia with a very valuable legacy, and among those legacies is a boat manufacturing facility which was set up by Mike Gore, who also developed Sanctuary Cove, and it was set up to provide America, Australia and the world with a range of fast game fishing cruisers, fast day boats, which are absolutely unsurpassed in their basic design, their presentation, their performance and their engineering. Now, for the most of the 90s so far, the factory here at Mollendina on the Gold Coast has lain dormant. But recently, Kerry Bailey, a well-known and prominent Tasmanian businessman and racing driver, saw the merits in the Southern Cross organisation and has reopened the factory. He's purchased a freehold, all of the miles for the full range of Southern Cross boats, as well as the range of fast lane boats. Now, there are 10 boats in the fast lane range, ranging from a small ski boat up to a luxury 30-foot motor cruiser, as well as a range of fast catamaran pleasure boats and ferries, all of which are extremely relevant on today's world market. And he's set the factory back up. Now, Kerry had a legacy of a factory which was set up absolutely superbly for its specific purpose. It was designed to build big boats, build them efficiently, quickly and build them well. And with some modifications and refinements, the factory now is in full production, turning out a large number of boats. Now, that means that Australia once again is able to supply the local market as well as the rest of the world with a range of boats which are up to date, which have extremely high performance, which are superbly styled, designed and presented, and the future looks extremely bright indeed. Now, the Southern Cross organisation looked very carefully at the fast lane range of boats, and they have picked up a couple of the boats in the range for very aggressive marketing. Now, one of the boats in the fast lane range is the 28-footer, and it's available in 2 or 3 different basic superstructure styles. And Southern Cross saw this boat as being extremely relevant to today's marketplace in Australia and also overseas. In fact, the boat that you see emerging like a butterfly from its cocoon coming out of the factory at the moment is destined for Japan. It's powered by twin Volvo diesel stern drives and is absolutely magnificently fitted out. Now, originally the Southern Cross organisation had as its basic policy to deal with the very top end of the world market. People who had $1 million or so to spend on their boats were the people to whom Fastlane and Southern Cross wanted to talk. But Kerry Bailey has changed that around a little. He's looking at supplying boats effectively for the masses, boats which are relevant, which have high performance and are beautifully presented in style. And that means that he's able to talk to the owner of the boat to change the interior layout and in some cases superstructure layout, and to add refinements that are specifically addressed to the needs of each individual owner. And that is a most important factor in the marketing of boats in Australia and anywhere in the world in the 1990s. People need to be able to talk to the builder of the boat and have the boat designed and built to their particular specifications. Now, we're going to take you to the water now and show you 2 current versions of the Fastlane 28 and show you the way in which the layouts vary and also give you some idea of their absolutely magnificent performance. I've often said in the production of this television show that as far as design is concerned, form follows function. Now, in recent years, styling has been paramount in the designer's mind when he's been styling a boat. And in many cases that styling has made the functionality of the boat secondary, and that particularly applies to the foredeck area. In many cases, in boats even of this size, the only access to the foredeck is through the forward hatch, and that's because the deck is usually bulbous, it's very smooth, it slopes downwards towards the bow, and it's generally extremely slippery. Now, that's fine when you're driving along and when you're in the back cockpit, and the added benefit is that it tends to keep people off the foredeck while you're running, which is an extremely hazardous place to be. But when it comes to mooring up to pontoons or to wharves, and particularly when it comes to anchoring in a seaway, it makes it very difficult to get to the foredeck area quickly and also to anchor yourself on the foredeck so that you can handle the anchor and its rode. Now, as far as the Lifestyle 28 walk-around is concerned, the designer's brief was to come up with modern styling, but also to afford the boat and the owner of the boat easy access to the foredeck by means of a walk-around well deck all the way around the perimeter of the boat. And the stylist, as you can see from these pictures, has done extremely well in compromising both of those factors. This is an extremely practical boat. It's possible to easily walk right around the perimeter of the boat whilst remaining well inside the boat. The well deck gives you plenty of depth from the gunnel down, and on top of that you have a stainless steel rail, so it's safe to walk around this boat regardless of what sea conditions may be. That gives you easy and rapid access to the foredeck and also allows a fisherman to play a fish all the way around the boat. Now, as a result of that, because the designer had to not only give a walk around but also give adequate volume inside of the cabin area, this boat is extremely beamy for its overall length. Its overall length, by the way, is 9.47 metres, its moulded length is 8.5 metres, and its beam is just on 3 metres, which makes it an extremely beamy boat for its overall length. And that again means that the boat has extremely high hull volume for its overall length. And further to that, that affords the boat extremely easy running qualities. Now, there are two different versions of the boat that you're looking at here. One is the standard hardtop with an extremely attractively styled moulded fiberglass double-skinned hardtop on the basic superstructure. The other one is an open runabout with a target-type sunshade over the top of the cockpit. Both of these boats are extremely practical and very, very comfortable, and they're set up in a way that makes them so different that they could almost be entirely different boats. In the case of the hardtop, in this instance, it's powered by twin Volvo diesel stern drives, and they gave it a top measured speed of 37 miles per hour. And in the case of the runabout version, it was powered by twin Mercruiser Bravo 5.7 litre petrol stern drives, which gave it a time top speed of 47 miles per hour. So you can see that there's quite a deal of difference as far as the performance is concerned, and that once again points up the versatility of the basic hull design and layout. It's possible to set this boat up to achieve whatever envelope of performance that you require, but regardless of the horsepower that you fit it with, it will perform extremely well as a simple function of the fact that it has quite a lot of bottom area, making it plane extremely easily. As far as handling is concerned, I drove both of the boats and I couldn't fault either of them. The steering, being hydraulic, is feather light. The boat heels exactly the right degree into the turn. It comes out of the turn without bobbling, and there's no signs whatsoever of venting of the propellers regardless of how tight the turn may be. Interior layout forward of the cabin bulkhead, if you like, is pretty well identical for both boats. There's a convertible V-berth dinette up forward, which makes for very comfortable dining and also extremely comfortable sleeping. And you can see from these two shots here how easy it is to convert the inside of the boat. It has a walk-in lockable toilet shower area. It has a refrigerator and stove and sink in a very compact and very attractively styled galley area. And it also has an extremely large double berth underneath the cockpit, which means that this boat will comfortably sleep 4 or more people depending on how well they know each other. Now, as far as fit and finish is concerned, I couldn't fault either boat. The boats are extremely attractively styled. There's been a lot of trouble taken in making the plugs and moulds for these boats. They are relatively complex to build because they do have contours that are designed specifically for styling and as a secondary function to make the mouldings even more rigid, but that is well and truly justified by the fact that the final finish and fit and appearance of these boats shows that they are made by people who are very serious about what they do, and they certainly stand alongside any product from anywhere else in the world as far as overall styling, presentation and performance are concerned. Now, we'll be looking at other boats from the Southern Cross stable in the near future. This has been the Lifestyle 28 walk-around from Fastlane, built by Southern Cross. We'll be back right after this break.